So I've been talking lately about lawyers speaking out on controversial topics. It might be political topics, might be social topics, it might be matters of justice. There's this real question as we're moving through the profession about whether it's appropriate for lawyers to talk about anything other than the law. And it's not a simple matter. We have professional duties and we don't want to bring the profession into disrepute. The problem with that test about whether or not an action or a statement will bring the profession into disrepute is that it's subjective. And so it can be very difficult. One person's line might be crossing somebody else's line. So often lawyers will decide to err on the side of caution. Best to say nothing lest they offend. We also tend to worry about clients. If a client hears me talking about something that's important to me, if they have different views, then maybe they'll stop being my client. Maybe a future client will choose not to hire me as a lawyer, and that's going to have economic consequences. Everybody needs to make the decision that's right for them. But I think it's important that we talk about it, because I don't think that there's anything about speaking out about a controversial topic or even about letting your politics be known that is unprofessional or that is conduct unbecoming or that is bringing the profession into disrepute. In and of themselves, that is not the case. And in other countries, if we look at the States, for example, it's standard practice for law firms, whole firms, to be known for which side of politics they're aligned. It's very common for firms to take a position on social justice issues, which absolutely means that they are not going to be hired by clients who sit on the other side of the fence. So just because in Australia we have a culture of being quite cautious about who we might offend, it doesn't mean that we're actually being unprofessional. We're seeing a rise of some lawyers and some firms starting to be a little bit more open about where their politics lie. My view is that it's a question for each lawyer's conscience. If you feel that you have a message or a statement or a position that you feel obliged to share or you feel would benefit others, to use your voice, to use your privilege, to use your position in society, to advocate for something, to share something, to express your views in a way that you think is of benefit to others. And if your conscience tells you that that's the right thing to do, then that is exactly what you should do. But if that's not right for you, then you are absolutely free to stay within the traditional way that we've always done things, to keep your views and opinions to yourself, to have a professional self that walks in the door in the morning, and to have a private self that walks out the door at the end of the day. What's right for one person is not right for everybody. But I would like us to have a little bit of a think about, if we're criticising other lawyers for being public about their views, whether they're really being unprofessional, whether this is really conduct unbecoming, because it is dangerous for lawyers to be accused of that conduct and to have potential regulatory action. So we need to think about what our role is in society and whether there is at least an argument that we have a responsibility, or at least it is not a negative choice, to use our voice, to use our privilege, to argue for the benefit of others or for causes that we think matter.